Hello, everybody. What I would like to talk about, just briefly, in fact I'm going to take this mic down. Can I actually walk into you all? I don't know. What I want to do is just talk about where do we think knitting is in 21st century culture. And just as a kind of thought, do you think that it's become more popular? And if anyone has any thoughts, then they'd like to talk to me. I just want to read you some stats, which I think are quite interesting. Hold on a second.
That's all right, you're okay.
4 million women in the UK have an interest in knitting sewing. This comes from the British Hand Knitting Association website, which I asked them if I could take, and they said yes. So 4 million women in the UK have an interest in knitting and sewing, and I think that's something like, if I'm right, 1 in 11 people. That's a lot, isn't it? 1 in 11. Okay. 1.5 million of these are very interested. I would say you would probably constitute some of the 1.5 million. 448,000 men in the UK have an interest in knitting, and 143 of these are very interested. The Crafts Council Knit Two Together exhibition was visited by 14,000 people. That's a lot of knitters. Okay, so we've got here 2 major new knitting magazines, Knitting and Simply Knitting, are both attracting around 25,000 circulation. Okay. The world's biggest knitting Christmas tree raised nearly £7,000. The Speed Knitting Championship attracts an ever-increasing following around the world. I'm trying to find out what else it is. 93,000 balls of yarn sold at John Lewis in 1 week during the run-up to Christmas 2008. 93,000 balls of yarn. It's a lot. So I'm going to come down there actually, and I'm going to come into you. I'm going to bring the camera, and I'd just like to get a moment, if I may, of what you think knitting means to you and why you're here, if I may. So I'm just going to walk around with the camera. Please tell me about knitting.
I'm not the best person to ask, really.
What do you think? Do you knit?
I have done in the past.
Do you?
Not necessarily garments, because that takes too long. But I'd like to knit different things like textures and patterns and things.
Really?
Colours, lots of colours. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think knitting's changed in the last few 10 years?
Oh my God, it's so much trendier now.
Do you think so?
We went to Festival last year, and they had a knitting tent. And it was they were making, everyone was contributing to a great big sheep, and it was just like, and Women's Institute and tea and things like that. It's just like this great
changed.
Trendy, to appeal to a younger market, I think.
Okay, thank you. Do you knit? Would you like to knit? You wouldn't, you're not interested in knitting. Have you eaten any chocolates off the tables? You haven't?
He's had some cake.
Have you knitted? Has anyone shown you how to knit? Would you like someone to show you? You sure? All right, my darling. I'll leave you. Thank you so much. I'm coming to you. You are a knitter, I see, with very, very tiny, weeny needles.
And big.
My goodness, from the Sublime. Goodness me.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk to me. Tell me. What do you think of knitting? Anything? Epiphany? Anything? What?
I love knitting. I don't do counting. I just knit what comes into my head. The first thing and the last thing that comes into my head. And yes, it's a great adventure.
It is. It's a great adventure. So do you make it up as you go along?
Yes.
A bit like life.
Yes.
Just what I mean. And how long have you been knitting for?
I'm not a huge amount of time. A few years, and I will knit anything. I've knitted wire to make little tiny earrings.
Oh, fabulous!
I've knitted a garden blanket for charity. I have a picture of the blanket if you'd like to see.
I would love to see it. I'm coming to you. I want to get as much as I can. Sorry, what's your name? Do you mind me?
Janet.
Janet. Oh, look at this.
There's the blanket. Let's get it the right way up. That's
glorious.
the right way up.
It's glorious.
This is a vegetable patch. This is a cabbage white. This is a busy bumblebee.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Moss rose, lavender, lawn,
And these are the colours of the...
evergreen. That's a bumblebee. It started off with a bumblebee.
Beautiful.
And that's
So why has it gone to Malawi? Tell me what's the...
because I belong to a multicultural knitting group at Plymouth City Museum.
Okay.
And it's knitting and crochet, and we teach each other skills, and
fabulous.
It's great because it's social as well.
Absolutely.
I think I put it up on the board.
Thank you so much. That's lovely.
It starts on the 27th of April.
Very good. And that's
Cafe. And I've done some graffiti knitting for that.
Oh, fab! How funky! Oh God, look at this one, man! I'm so excited. Yes. But I love this. This is just so fun.
I found out a very interesting fact, which is a bit controversial because apparently it was the sailors of the Spanish Armada that taught us how to knit. Somewhere in here, I have pictures.
So when you say graffiti, Janet, when you say graffiti knitting, what do you mean by that?
It's to go over the backs of chairs at the cafe.
Oh, rather nice. Okay.
And one of them is to reflect our group, which is what happened was we were donated a lot of wool for the charity knitting, and the wool has a lot of unfinished pieces of knitting attached to it. So I amalgamated the bits of knitting and made them into graffiti pieces.
Oh, that's nice.
And one of them says, "Thank you to the sailors of the Spanish Armada for teaching Britain to knit." Because that's what they did. That's how we got to
fabulous.
knit.
How fabulous.
There was no knitting in Britain before that.
Okay. But the idea of knitting, which is basically two balls and, two sticks and a ball of wool, have been going since the beginning of time, hasn't it? Or...
I was thought it was going in Europe, but we didn't apparently knit in Britain before they taught us that. As far as I know. As far as I got from
So you are actually a hands-on knitter in the sense that you're out there in the community actually using your knitting as art and work. Do you know what I mean? Knitting people together is our kind of phrase, but you're actually doing it, living the dream. Do you know what I mean? As opposed, yeah. So do you? I know this sounds awful, but on a commercial idea, do you make any money out of it?
Yes, I'm about to because some of the jewellery I've knitted.
Lovely.
It's actually going to be. I do have some. That is going to hopefully be sold in the museum shop. And I've knitted some very tiny things as well as some very big things. And these have been knitted out of, I don't know if you can see them, wire. So there we go.
Oh gosh, how very fine.
Yes, they are very fine. Very, very fine. I put them on there.
Yes, because it doesn't show on the gold table.
You might actually see them.
They're beautiful. That's
And
lovely, thank you.
this is another piece.
Can we put them on there? Just so
Yes. And this started off as a bracelet, but it could also be a choker. It's not finished yet, it's work in progress.
Oh gosh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I'm going to burn the edges with soldering.
Yes, that's a really nice idea. They're gorgeous, aren't they? They're beautiful, beautiful. Janet, you're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Will you stay in touch with us? Can we not
Someday.
I'm so glad. Thank you
And
so
I
much.
don't know who did
I did.
this film.
I did.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
That's really brilliant.